Welcome back to First Take Live. Good to have you with us. Listen, this idea of this incineration project or energy from waste, I mean, we really got to understand this. And the numbers and the information, when it's taken in part and not in whole, is confusing. You know, at best, some of the politicians are giving executive briefs, and that's all they're getting to take a look at this. So maybe it's not their fault, or maybe it is their fault for not looking at it. But when people take little excerpts and then try and make that the fact by which they base all the information on, is it the right facts? Joining me now on the line via phone is Clarissa Morawski. Now, she is based in Peterborough. She has a consulting service. She actually has this research and analysis and communications, written many articles about this, and I think we need to investigate this, because what I'm concerned about here is that there's a spin on some of the numbers about how these guys are trying to sell it, and if we understood the numbers, we may be a little more outraged or a little more critical. Clarissa, what is it with the spin of numbers that's going on here in the information?
Well, what you've got is a bunch of proponents. I mean, this is big business, and you've got a bunch of proponents that really want to get these facilities built and financed by municipal.
Garth, long time no see.
Yeah, man, thanks for being here with us today.
Not a problem.
And on such short notice, I want everybody to know that you made yourself available to us, so thank you for the late call and you decided to come on.
Well, it is an important topic for Clarington, and
yeah, you think?
Certainly in Durham, and I've been watching. I've been to several open houses, and I have a copy of the report just recently.
And let's say you were given a prognosis, and some of you out there have been, that says you've got 6 months or 2 years to live, given to you by somebody that is considered an expert in their field. What will you do with that time? How will you spend it? Will it be in a waiting room hoping for a miracle cure? Will you be off in the distance but forgetting the present? It's interesting to ask those questions, especially when you're well. But for those of us who have had the opportunity to be pretty ill at times, sometimes it's hard to figure out what side is up. So let's take a look at this next clip. When I asked her why she decided to write this book, it's a two-parter, but we'll go for the first piece right now. Have a look at one of the authors, Renata, speaking about why she wrote the book.
I decided to write the book, Garth, because I want people to understand that there's always a choice. We always have a choice how we react to whatever the circumstances may be.
In the book that we're talking about, Dying to Live Well, the author actually speaks very well about, actually, what a great strategy. And in the interview I had with the author, who's now since passed, we get her response. So let's take a look at it. So the question is, what's the prognosis? Listen up.
They're shocked. They don't know what to say. And so they say, so what's your prognosis? And I know what they want to hear is, oh, I'm going to be fine, whatever. And I say, what's yours? Mine is the same as yours. I have now. That's all I have.
Hey, welcome to Riley tonight. Well, you know what? We're trying to be controversial. Perhaps, actually, we don't try. We get it all the time. And here it is. What about those fathers out there that don't seem to get the justice that they deserve? And is it only the females that actually are the ones that are wounded in when it comes to custody or when it comes to marital issues? What about the fathers? So the question is, why don't men and fathers have equal rights? Why don't we talk about that tonight on Riley? And you know what, we're looking forward to your phone calls. Now, my guests tell me that every time they've discussed this in any form of media, that the phones absolutely light up because everybody has an opinion, whether you're for it or against it. And we're going to take all of your calls tonight. So phone now and get in line, because I'm sure we're going to be very busy. Let's talk about it. What do we think the issue is here? You know, before we came to the show, Jack, you kind of succinctly put something. You thought there was 3 issues around this.
Well, and we probably will somehow or another be touching upon each one of these issues tonight if we get calls in. I'm sorry that the gay community isn't represented, but the purpose tonight is not gay bashing. We're not we're not into that.
Absolutely.